Basta't nandyan ka, may pag-asa, dahan-dahan sa...
Kailangan nating talunin tong pandemic na to.
Kailangan lumaban eh. Kailangan may gawin.
I'm not going to be part of that 40% that will not survive, and that's it.
Muling susulong, pwede bang pangarap?
There's still a drop of life, then I'm gonna hold on to that and I'm gonna keep it alive.
Even just buying one mask na 35 pesos, it's like we dance for joy.
Kung nag-umpisa ka na, sana may bumili ng tinda ko, parang back to basic ako.
Doon mo ma-feel na, okay, may pag-asa pala.
Mula noon, lalo ngayon.
For the sake of the Filipinos, we just have to give it a fight, di ba?
Pwede bang mangarap?
Oops, sorry I missed that click. Hello, good afternoon. It's another beautiful Wednesday lunchtime, 12:09, no? In fact, it's 12:09 and it's double 11 today. Good afternoon, Ma'am Betty.
Hi, good afternoon, Raymond. Yun na nga, 11:11. It's a day for shopping.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, oo. Pero yun na nga, before we go on shopping, we are very glad that today we have a group of financial educators who will give us an idea on how we should go about with our finances, di ba? Kailangan kasi proactive tayo with our finances, especially since the pandemic. Of course, we know a lot of people, we might not have the same income that we have. So, kailangan talagang mag-budgeting, kailangan a better understanding of where we are going to invest our money. So, the advocacy of this group, WFMA, so we would like to welcome them today kasi nga they want for us to know kung ano yung mga pwede bang gawin, and it's up to the public to learn from them naman. Not exactly naman that you have to buy their products or something, but alam mo yung learning, that's very important eh. Kasi before you spend your hard-earned money, kailangan alam din ninyo kung saan siya mapupunta, ano yung gagawin mo doon, ano yung mangyayari pag nag-invest ka na, whether the investment is sustainable, kunyari pag over a certain number of period siya. And and I'm happy that there's a group of people naman who are going to teach the public.
Yes. And remember, it's also said in the Bible that people perish or go to destruction or napapahamak because of lack of knowledge. That's why it's important for us to know. No? We have to know first na things, ang dami, especially ngayong pandemic na. And everything we do now has a connection with our health. Kasi this is a global pandemic. It's a global health issue. So ipe-play natin yung introduction nila, then we will parang introduction natin sa ating mga coach. Okay, so ang kanila pong title yung mga sila, Financial Literacy Campaigners. Yeah. So guys, don't go away. It's an exciting one solid hour of learnings once again right here on Health Revolution. Yun.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning.
Welcome to Health
Good
Revolution.
afternoon po.
Afternoon na pala.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon, Coach Wacky and Coach Mark. So, welcome to the show. So, sabi nga natin, the purpose of our show is to change the mindset of people, kaya ho siya Health Revolution. So, ang Filipinos kasi, when it comes to money matters, medyo sensitive siya, no? It's something we don't talk about. And most especially, I even read the book, on love and money. Mag-aasawa na, hindi pa napag-uusapan yung pera, no? Which is, it becomes a cause of, a lot of, sadly, yeah. So it would kasi iba yung US mindset, the foreign mindset and the Filipino mindset. So so exactly, Coach Wacky, what does your group do?
Yeah, well, WFMA is really focused on educating people in terms of managing their hard-earned money. No? Now, this can be as simple as learning how to budget your money, to something a little bit more complex like investing and proper preparation, to something even, some people don't even talk about this, estate planning, retirement planning, and all of those things. So we actually carry the whole spread, and it's part of our advocacy to teach people and to make them more aware of what is available out there and how to handle the money that they've got. No? As you've mentioned, hindi itong pinag-uusapan masyado ng mga tao. In fact, pinag-uusapan lang talaga siya pag may problema na. No? And alam naman natin pag problema na, napakahirap ng i-manage niyan. Kasi kumbaga sa cancer, pag stage 4, there's very little that you can do about it. No? So that's really the thrust of the organization.
Yep. Actually, to add to that, Ma'am Betty, so it's more of changing the mindset of people. Kasi I myself experienced that. So I've been here in this company for 5 years. So I was a former IT manager. So the salary was good, but the realization is, I think there's something wrong with my mindset. And then I was mentored. One of that was Coach Wacky. So doon na po nagsimula. Kasi ang mindset ko before was okay naman yung kita ko, pero ang tanong, bakit kulang? Tapos nagkaroon ako ng salary increase, kulang na naman. And then I was very thankful before na dumating si WFMA.
So what changes happened? When you joined anong change sa mindset ang nakuha mo with your experience with the WFMA?
Yeah, so first of all, it's nung 5 years ago, ang focus ko is just earning money. Earning money. Masipag naman po kami. As an IT manager, meron pa kaming mga other businesses, mga side hustle yan. Hustles pa po kami.
Daming racket.
Pero if you analyze the savings, hindi pa po kami particular pa sa word na portfolio. 5 years ago, it was like more of from paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. So,
siguro, can we say na, kasi kulang yung budgeting, budgeting angle ng sweldo mo. Siguro, you were just looking at the income side. You did not focus on the expense side. And probably even if you do focus on the expense side, it's on the month-to-month basis. Nakalimutan yung mga mga annual expenses, nakalimutan din yung I know a lot of Filipinos, they did not provide from, for example, yung on the health aspect. Kaya nagkaka problem sa finances if somebody gets sick, di ba? Like for example, COVID ngayon. Somebody in the family,
sa gastos,
yes,
COVID. Hindi sa
yes,
sakit.
kasi milyon di ba? Milyon. Ay, sabi ko nga, hindi mamamatay sa COVID, mamamatay sa gastos. So it made us realize that we really have to provide for it also. So there's something wrong with probably the budgeting mindset na it's reactive, it's not proactive. Kasi nga I know in registered financial planning, ang first equation nga is income minus savings equals expenses. Kasi most people, they don't set aside, diba, the savings aspect. Ang ginagawa nila, sige, gastos ng gastos. Pag mayroong naiwan, ito ang savings ko. Which is a wrong mindset. So, dapat kasi, diba, mauuna yung savings. Kunyari, I want to set aside. Actually, that savings can also be your debt if you're in debt right now. Kung madami kang utang. So, ang utang, syempre, kailangan bayaran, di ba? So, that can be an equation na income minus debt equals your expenses. So, you live within your means, in other words. But since it's an equation, you either you can increase also naman your income side if, sabi mo nga, palaging kulang di ba? So, I think that's what happened to you. So, suddenly, you had an awakening na, okay, I want to increase my income. And you found an answer in the company that you joined, diba, 5 years ago. So, what else? So, proactive mindset ang kailangan, even in terms of financial health, diba? So, we're happy that you realize that. And so, how has life changed since 5 years ago for you? Or perhaps, how has life changed?
Yeah, actually, it's more of building the habit yun yung building the habit, like discipline, and more of setting the target, because dito sa ang natutunan namin dito kay WFMA is you need to have the target, the goal, kasi the purpose, right? Kasi ang tao naman marunong naman niya mag-ipon. Pag may gustong bilhin, napapag-ipunan. Ang kulang is or ang mali is the purpose. So natutunan ko rito because we have series of like for example, financial checkups. They don't do that outside, or even if gawin man sa labas is hindi focus dun sa mismong goals. Dito, nagkaroon po ako ng direction. Like, because first of all, the expectation, kailan mo gusto mag-retire, magkano kailangan mo, paano mo gagawin yan from current to your future. So yun po yung nabago. I'm not saying, sabi ko nga lagi, yung pagyaman kasi perspective yan But if you are reaching your goals, you have your milestones every year, nakukuha mo after 5 years. Yun po yung nagiging progress ko dito kay WFMA, and I'm very happy for that.
And I understand.
Yeah, go ahead.
I understand also that the one good thing kasi with WFMA is I think they provide you with a coach, diba? So you have a mentor. So yan naman yung maganda ngayon. And actually that's also the trend kasi we learn from people who are already there. They've done it, they've done that, diba? So they are more in the position of being able to share whatever experience they have, na kumbaga, kung saan sila nagkamali, huwag nyo nang ulitin, right? And I think that's what Coach Wacky did for you. The Coach Wacky is your mentor, di ba? So Coach Wacky, hello. How do you go about educating like people like Mark and also the public?
Yeah, well, there are several levels that we do that. No, we conduct regularly sessions that we call financial literacy presentations. So these are very basic and simple seminars that we do just to awaken people into the value of understanding how to manage their own money. No, because a lot of people go about life na yung sinasabi ni Mark kanina, kumikita, gumagastos, basta't happy ako, I'm okay, no? And we don't realize all the other elements that come into play. Alam naman po natin ang Pilipino, di ba, sa job interview, pag tinanong mo, how do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now? Hindi makasagot eh. Kasi ang iniisip lang naman niya hanggang Pasko, hanggang next year, to the next promotion. So, as Filipinos, we are not trained to really think long term. No? And that's an issue because when it comes to financial planning, sabi nga ni Mark, you have to have your goals. You know what's funny nga we pay a lot of attention looking for the next cell phone we will buy, but we don't even think about our retirement, right? And if you think about it, napakahalaga sa buhay nun. But siguro kasi dahil matagal pa, hindi talaga natin pinapansin or binibigyan ng halaga. So it starts from there, no? Just that wake-up call. And from that wake-up call, when the person decides that I want to learn more, pati yan, Ma'am Betty, ang daming levels eh. Merong iba na gusto ko lang matuto, turuan mo lang ako. Meron namang, I want to be part of your campaign to teach other people. It's no problem, no? So, at that point, iba-iba ngayon ang treatment natin. So, we can advise people individually kasi there are some people na, believe it or not, you mentioned this kanina, at the end of the day, gusto lang bumili ng produkto and they feel safe na, ay, nakabili ako ng insurance, ay, nakabili ako ng investment. And kala nila okay na sila. But I mean that's the way they understand things. So dun lang tayo. But there are people like si Mark who saw the value and he decided na I want to learn more about this really. And not only that, no, not only learn, but he also taught a lot of people. In fact, I remember when Mark came on board for the first time. Chichismis ko lang kasi hindi nyo naman alam to. When Mark says he was working hard, hindi po joke yun, Ma'am Betty. Alam nyo bang he was working in Baguio while his wife and family were in Batangas? I mean, that's how dedicated this guy was. No? And one of the things that Mark and Marge had realized is that yes, Mark was making very good money, pero nagkaka-strain yung family. No, this is something I call OFW.
Long distance.
Long distance kasi. Parang ganun yung OFW, di ba? They work abroad. But the repercussions on the family are intense. So seeing this, Mark said, no, we got to learn. And he came in and he got personal coaching, not just from me, but from the other leadership that we have in the company. People have been doing it for quite a while. So little tidbits we give them every so often. And then as you mentioned, Ma'am Betty, di ba? Budgeting is just a start. I mean, it's just a start of things. There are so many more aspects that a person must learn. And what I've learned is you cannot teach everything overnight. May mga bagay na dadahan-dahanin mo talaga. Kasi kahit ituro ko, kung hindi naman kaya tanggapin ng kausap ko, walang kwenta. Sayang yung effort eh. Diba? So sometimes you have to go through it little by little. Now, some people learn it fast, some people take time. No? Kaya there's a joke nga that we have in this company. Kasi ang alam namin, itong kumpanya ay tungkol sa education. No? Pero nangyayari sa dami ng iba't ibang klaseng tao, para kami malaking daycare center ng matatanda. No? Little by little. And it's fun.
Actually, mahirap yan if you're going to start late in life to do your financial planning.
That
You're
is
left
true.
with little
Sad to
choices.
say.
Not only that po.
Filipino,
Few choices.
Oo, not only that po, kasi marami na ring agyo. Yung marami na silang negative experiences and they refuse now to listen because of those experiences. So kunwari, nasunog ako sa banking industry, nasunog ako sa pre-need, nasunog ako sa insurance, biglang ayaw nang pumasok. No, ayaw ko nang gawin yan. The minute I talk about these whatever solutions, they shut out. No, and that's hard and I can't blame them. They went through a traumatic experience and alam naman natin yun, di ba? Pag na-trauma yung tao, it affects them negatively. What's sad is, this leads them to make very poor choices after. Simply because they are now trapped by fear. And that's something that, very, very difficult to manage. Very difficult to manage yan.
Okay, so anyway, kaya nga, as you've said nga, what is important is really the education side, right? So you can only make your decision once you know what your options are. And also, ano nga yan well, I always like to treat finance as a personal thing kasi each and every one of us is in a different, ibang income, iba ang goals. So, people have to cater to a different personal financial plan Sabi nga nila, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Right.
But but it will take us many hours of conversation. Baka hindi tayo matapos dito. But
Yes, oh.
we can take a break, no? And then after
Yes,
that,
yes.
we'll come back with probably we can, if you can do it in a nutshell, siguro we can
Sure.
discuss na, like for example, at what age, ano ang mas magandang gawin? Let's make a general plan for that. I hope you can do it for our audience.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So let's have a short break and then we'll come back.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so don't go away, guys. This is getting more excited, so keep it here on Health Revolution.
Business Innovations Gateway Incorporated. Our vision, to provide happy options for healthy living the holistic way. Our mission, to manufacture and distribute innovative and convenient high-quality products which provide the best value for your money. Our products: Gusto Powdered Vegetable Drink Mix, Big 50 Plant-Based Omega-369 Vegetarian Capsules, 2 Biota Liver Care Probiotics with Prebiotic Vegetarian Capsules, 15 Biota Probiotics with Prebiotics. Presenting Gusto Powdered Vegetable Drink Mix. By using spray drying technology, the vegetables are naturally spray dried. Gusto Powdered Vegetable Drink Mix is your daily detox with all natural antioxidants. Gusto Powdered Vegetable Drink Mix combines the natural goodness of 10 vegetables, ginger, turmeric and mango, healthily sweetened with stevia leaves which are easily absorbed by your body. You can now enjoy the health benefits of daily fruit and vegetable intake without the added work of chewing. Moving on to Big 50 Plant-Based Omega-369 Vegetarian Capsules to flush out the bad oil. Big 50 has 5 ingredients that can prevent cardiovascular disease. The capsule of Big 50. Improved capsule stability and effectivity. Japan Sealing Capsule Introduction. It is in vegetable capsule and uses an advanced Japanese sealing technology, so the oil do not leak. This way the capsule can be easily digested. Reduces water vapor infiltration, that leads to the reduction of moisture deterioration of the raw material. Moving on to 15 Biota. Unique features of 15 Biota Probiotics with Prebiotics. Contains 15 strains probiotics kept alive by prebiotics. Each capsule have 5 billion alive bacteria with innovative coating technology. Move on to 2 Biota Liver Care Probiotics with Prebiotic Vegetarian Capsules. It filters our blood. Help yourself. Take 2 Biota Liver Care. It is the smart vitamin.
Okay, we are back. Ayun. So, continuing on, saan ba tayo tumigil kanina? Medyo...
Sa education. I was saying na kasi different people have different goals, they have different
Right.
incomes, and of course, different din ang age. No? So, kunyari, I am a, let's say, a millennial. Bago lang sa trabaho, bata. Let's look at the young people. So, mali yata. We start with the older ones kasi there are fewer choices. Okay. Let's start with the elderly. So, ano ba ang choices nila in terms of investments?
Well, as far as the elderly are concerned, no, and again, you have to go back to the needs of the individual. And as you said, this depends really on on what their situations are. But let's take a general approach to it. No, as we get older, what are the things that we need to consider? No, number one, we need to consider the fact that our retirement is coming or is already there. Therefore, income will no longer be continuous. Second, health will be a concern. As you've mentioned already, Ma'am Betty, no? Whether we like it or not, as we get older, we're more prone to getting sick. And really being more proactive is way better than, pag na-hospital tayo kasi, the costs are tremendous. You also have to consider the in-betweens, no? The in-betweens that I mean are, as we get older, there are things that we cannot do to take care of ourselves anymore. So we will need that that people will take care of us. Dati kasi, di ba, may
Hospice care
hospice care or something similar to that. Kasi ayaw hindi pa natatanggap ng Pilipino yung term na yan eh. Parang natatakot pa sila sa ganyan term. No?
Alam mo, sa totoo lang, sabi ko, mas masaya nga yung mga tao na nasa hospice care. Kasi
actually,
yan
ma'am,
yung
that's
mga
true.
bata. They have their own young families to take care of na
right.
Parang, di ba, pressure din na as older people like us, siyempre sabihin namin, bakit batuhan ako? How come they don't visit me? They just put me on one side or something.
Right.
Right. So, stress din yun. That's
exactly.
additional mental stress.
No, that is very true. And these are some of the things that we've got to consider now, no? So, swerte sana tayo kasi if we are able to still keep our family intact, no? What I mean is, dati kasi may naiiwan parating isa o dalawang anak sa mami at daddy, no? Pagtanda, they will take care. And I remember myself, I used to take care of my lolo and lola. These were the parents of my dad. And ako yung bilang panganay, ako yung nakatoka na tumulong kay lola o kay lola. So we're lucky if we have that kind of an environment. But that's no longer true today. Because the world is so small and people can travel, sometimes the older generation have no one but themselves. And in that situation, we need to consider already, sabi nga ma'am, hospice or at least somebody to take care of us at home if you're more comfortable there. So all of these are real issues, okay? Because these are real issues, we've got to consider now our placement. So what are the real challenges that we will have? As I mentioned, number one, income. We need to have a continual stream of income to take care of our day-to-day. All right? So that's one. The other side of that would be the day-to-day itself. Kasi you have one wherein, and this is a very simple example, no? Pag tumanggap po kasi tayo ng retirement money, a lot of people look at that and say na, oh, ito na yung ikakatanda ko. Right? The reality
is not enough.
Oo nga. And the reality po that is whatever you get, hindi mo naman kailangan agad-agad. So you can apportion. Part of that, you can reposition to earn more. And in the financial industry, we know this a lot, no? You want your money to earn more, you have no choice. You need to give it time. No? If you want quick returns, that's very risky. That's a risk that you will take if you want to take it or not. So, part of your retirement money has to be apportioned for the long term para pakitain pa natin ng konti. Part of that money you have to manage now. No? And when I say manage now, it can be something as simple as putting it in the bank because you're going to spend for the next few months and you need to get the money immediately. Or you might want to put it in different instruments, no? One instrument that's come out very recently is some mutual funds or sa UITFs. These are called money market funds, no? So basically your objective is for money para kalabanin lang si inflation, para hindi mo wala ng value. And you do that for money that you're going to use in the near future. No, you don't want to risk it. Baka mawala, kailangan ko yan eh. So let's position it first, no? Now another one.
It's safer to put it in a mutual fund kasi you don't need to have a very extensive knowledge on how the fund will work. Pero the people who manage the fund, sila yung mas may knowledge. So it's better that you lessen the risk, in other words, di ba?
Right.
Siyempre pag medyo when you're of age, you don't want to go into a big risk investment.
Right. Not everybody's ready for something like that. That's true. So managing it in between is also good. So that's one. The other one naman is to start considering what we would call long-term care. No, long-term care really focuses on those medical and non-medical situations that we might be into. Now, this is very new in the market. There are products that are coming out right now which actually take care of that because ang Pilipino kasi sanay tayo sa tinatawag na HMO. no? Now, what many don't realize is yung HMOs only last until about 60, if you're lucky 65. No? Now, there's a handful na mas matagal pa po doon pero napakamahal to begin with. Okay? So again, balancing all of that is very difficult. So if you're already in the elderly, you have to look at options. Are there options that are out there that help? No? And of course, I will be biased when I say this. No? Of course, I'm saying that because I know there are options. No? But you need to talk to people who understand that. So like kami, we do have recommendations for that because we have partners who do that. They provide long-term care. Okay? And this is something that a lot of insurance companies are now getting into because they see that gap. No? Kasi pagtanda po natin, all we have really is our PhilHealth. That's it. No? And as we already know, PhilHealth really is a discounting tool. It's not really designed to cover everything. Ngayon na lang medyo nagbabago ng konti. But a majority of conditions when we get older, much of it will be covered, don't get me wrong. Pero meron pa rin may iwan na babayaran natin. Ang tanong,
Actually, malaki.
Yes po. Actually.
Malaki pang babayaran even after you deduct PhilHealth.
Yes, that's very
Especially
true.
with the COVID situation, diba?
Right.
I heard
And
that
COVID
people
is one,
having to pay a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Kaya nga preventive is still better, no? If you take care of diet, you take the right vitamins, good lifestyle, that will always be better than okay lang yan, sige, may gamot naman eh. Guys, mahal ang gamot eh. Right? It's not easy.
Well,
Yeah.
ano din, tsaka kasi, syempre, pag naging dependent ka sa gamot, for life yan, nakadepende ka na
Yes.
doon.
Ayan,
Whereas
yes,
if,
exactly.
with the proper diet and sometimes you can be able to wean yourself off from the maintenance meds.
That's right.
Or
That's right.
mabawasan ng konti. Mabawasan siya in certain aspects.
Yes, yes, because it can get very, very expensive, no? And you'd rather put your money in something that's preventive rather than something that is treating you already, no? Kasi those are two very, very different scenarios. No?
Yeah.
So again, these are the priorities. Now, with regards to the instrument, yan po nagdedepende na po yan, no? Yan mahirap mag-blanket kasi depende sa sitwasyon ng tao. So it depends really na what the solutions we can give. But what's important is we pay attention to that. Unfortunately, in the real world, focus po.
Siguro,
Unfortunately,
new
in the real
goals.
world,
Siguro new goals. Kasi ibang goal ng when you're elderly and iba yung goals ng mas bata, diba?
Of course.
So you started late. So unfortunately, you started late. So, but still we're not saying na wala nang pag-asa. There is still pa naman.
Yeah. In
Okay.
addition to that, I like the word goal kasi ito yung natutunan ko dito. And when I've seen a formula when it comes to gastos ng isang retiree kasi if you check for example 50 pesos per meal, that is sobrang mura pa po noon 50 pesos per meal, and kumakain ka 3 times a day, so 50 times 3 is 150. Tapos gawin mo siyang 1 year, 150 times 365 is around 46,000. Tapos sabihin natin na kapag ang balak niya is minimum 15 years siya mabubuhay after retirement, minimum So 46 times 15, around 821,000. Tapos kung kayo ay couple, so times 2. So meaning, pagkain pa lang po, I'm talking about simple 50 pesos per meal, kailangan na ng tao mag-retire ng 1.6 million. That is a simple example in a nutshell na kung ang baon mo is 2 milyon, pagkain pa lang na 50 pesos per meal, kulang na po.
Siya. Oo nga. Pero, if I were the planner, I will advise on gawin nyo na lang 30 pesos or bawasan yung kayo na magluto, diba? Don't buy, ikaw na lang magluto. I always tell the household help, pwede ba magluto kayo ng isang bandehadong adobo, ilagay nyo lang sa freezer, and then anytime you need something to eat, pwede nyo nang kunin. But madami naman pwedeng gawin. And also, I think another thing you can do is aside from the meal is also to be able to come up with the yung yung tipirin siya para basta you get the right nutrients. Diba?
Mhm.
You get kasi mahirap din yung you don't get the right nutrients because
Exactly.
diba?
Exactly.
You
And
will
actually,
get
Doc,
sick.
yeah, that's true, no? Because sometimes kasi sa pagtitipid ng tao, as in literal, tinipid lahat para lang makamura. And that's not always the solution. We've got to consider again na baka naman nagbawas-bawas ka with one ingredient, yung kabilang ingredient naman delikado, pampalasa, which is artificial also. It doesn't make sense, no? So really it has to be a more holistic approach. It cannot be just as simple. Kasi may kasabihan tayo, di ba? Ang kasabihan kasi natin, di ba, pag maikli yung kumot, kailangan bumaluktot. Pero sa totoong buhay kasi that's not 100% applicable. I mean, kunwari, ito medyo gino-joke ko pag nagtitraining, pero di ba, kunwari 3 beses ka na lang kumakain, anong gagawin mo? Once a day na lang para pumayat tayo lahat. I mean, it doesn't work. Right? So, yung pagtitipid, correct yan, we can do that, but don't take it to the extreme. Ang problema, ang Pilipino, mahilig mag-extreme eh. Di ba?
Yes.
Before COVID, and I think it's happening until now, mga tao will not have lunch para makabili ng load or cellphone. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Di ba? These are not the correct ways of applying things.
Yeah. Pero Coach Wacky, I don't take lunch. Not because I want to buy a load, but it's more of we're practicing intermittent fasting.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's part of a plan naman.
Kasi nga, pag medyo may edad na kasi, we sabi ko nga it's part of proactive na
yes.
we try to help our organs work a little less. So, imbis na 3 times a day ka magtrabaho, Mr. Liver, so you just work 2 times a day. And then, 2 meals a day. And then, if you're very busy din naman, sa totoo lang, you don't mind not eating 1 meal eh. There's hindi naman siya ganun kalaki ang effect. So, mababawasan na yung sinasabi ng Mark na budget na 1 million something will become less than a million.
Yeah. And so long as you're informed, so long as you're informed and what you're doing is guided, there's no problem. What's difficult is when the priorities mix up. Pag nag-mix up kasi po yung priorities at labo-labo na yung strategy, that's a whole different story.
The right word is not tipid eh. I think the right word is sulit. Kasi may tinatawag tayong false economy. Yung akala natin nakakamura tayo kapag bumili ka ng yung mga substandard. So I think the right word must be sulit. Sulit sa dapat. Even sa
in the long run, mas expensive yun.
Economical lang tawag doon. It should be something that is, you get the value for money. And then, So, let's go naman to the, let's go to the middle, yung mga middle age, let's say around 30,
40, ganyan.
30 to 40, or 50, siguro, 30 to
50, medyo late na.
Anong age na yung millennials?
35.
May early 30s na po millennial. Yeah.
So, millennial na ba tayo? After the elderly, millennial na?
Hindi naman po. May in-between pa naman. There's an in-between.
Gen X.
So when you talk about the in-betweens naman po, this actually is a very difficult generation now to speak of. And the reason it's difficult is because medyo trapped ka between all your responsibilities. So at that age, when you're your mid-30s towards your mid-40s, this is the stage kasi po na gumaganda yung career, gumaganda yung pera natin, pero dumadami din ang responsibilidad natin all at the same time. So sabay-sabay po nangyayari lahat to. And when this happens, it's very easy to mix up our priorities. Okay? So from a insurance standpoint or we call a planner standpoint, we always remind people na we have dreams, we have aspirations for our family. But this will only happen if the breadwinner is alive. Kung nandun ang breadwinner. Kasi pag nawala po si breadwinner, gutom yung family. Magkakaproblema yung family, lalo na kung single income. Now, kahit double income po tayo at nawala yung isang breadwinner, kahit nasabihin mong mas maliit pa yung income niya, that has a drastic effect on the family. So what we're talking about here really is we need to put in safeguards na just in case something were to happen to the breadwinner, meron pa ring makukuha ang pamilya para tuloy-tuloy yung pangarap. No? And of course, this is the reason why insurance exists, no? So there are a lot of types of insurances, and I'd like to take this opportunity to warn lang people, no? Hindi po isang klase lang ang insurance. Iba't ibang klase yan, iba't ibang pakay. So pag hindi po sumwak yan, hindi po gagana yan. Ganun kasimple yun. Okay? So you have to have the right one. So again, insurance is important because in case mawala si breadwinner, kawawa ang pamilya. No? Now, the other consideration that we would have now is again, going back to that goal. Ano ba yung mga goals ng tao? So generally, we have long-term, medium-term, and short-term goals. Okay? So when I talk about long-term, medium, short-term, let's just put a time frame para mas madaling intindihin. Anything you plan beyond 10 years, that would be a long-term goal. Okay? Anything 5 to 10 is what we would call intermediary. Anything less than 5 would be short-term. No, I'm sure maraming nagsasabi diyan, grabe naman 5 years short-term. Sa financial industry po, opo, short-term 'yun. Sa Pilipino kasi po ang short-term ay linggo, buwan.
1 year.
So hindi po, less than 5 years. So anything po that's less than 5 years, we always recommend to use safer instruments. And again, this is the concept of saving. So kailangan lang pong itabi yung pera kasi gagastusin mo. Huwag mong isusugal. No? Maraming tao pong nalugi na diyan na sinugal yung pera at ano nangyari, natalo, nawala yung pera. So doesn't work. Yung intermediate...
ano din?
Yeah.
Sorry, can I just inject
Sure.
Madami din naloloko sa mga scams na parang dahil
Mm.
sabi nila short term, so may pera naman ako, invest ko nga dito, short term lang makukuha ko na yung gusto ko.
Right.
Yeah, I hope people will be more prudent when they invest in short term.
If I may offer this nga to people, guys, pag sinabihan kayo ng short term, high return at no risk, walang katotohanan po yun. Walang ganun. Oo, anything po na high return has risk. Now, hindi po masama ang risk.
High return is always high risk.
High risk yan. Importante lang po is intindihin natin ano ba yung risk. Kasi kung acceptable naman, walang problema yon. Okay lang yon. Okay? So, medium term, as I said, is moderate risk. These are investments that are 5 to 10 years. Mutual funds, some people do stock investments. They're okay. UITFs are also okay. Or intermediary businesses are also okay. Depende po yan sa risk appetite ng individual. Okay? Yung long term naman, these are for things like retirement, no? Things like I want to have a nest egg because after so many years I want to put up a business. So these instruments naman po are designed for longer than 10 years. Ito po maraming options actually that exist. But the most yung common po niyan, babagsak po yan sa tinatawag na equity market. Ang ibig sabihin lang po noon is that your investments are placed into the stock market. Whether ikaw mismo ang nag-i-invest or may nagma-manage para sa'yo, it depends. No? But bottom line is that is usually where you want to make good money. Now, there is an argument po that says, Wax, pwede namang ako na lang mag-manage. And I say, go ahead. If you can do it, like many entrepreneurs, sila po, pag naglagay ng pera, they can easily make 20-30% in a couple of months, even in a year. Go ahead. Pero please remember, ang pagiging entrepreneur po is not automatic. Some people are born with it, natural na natural, but there are some people kahit anong gawin mo, sablay. So, if you are not familiar with it, please find somebody to guide you. No? Kasi sa totoo lang po, between employment and business, syempre business is always better. But of course, the risks involved, the capitalization involved, and the time that you will put in is completely different from being employed. No? Now, it's for some people, but it's not for everyone. So, careful balance of that will be important.
Okay.
Okay, I think we have to take a break.
Sure.
Yes,
Okay.
Sige, we'll be back, guys. It's very interesting and very educational, syempre. Marami tayong tututunan. So don't go away, guys. We got more for you. We'll be right back.
Ikaw ba ay may problema dahil sa bad bacteria? Mayroong solusyon para sa'yo, huwag mag-alala. Subukan mo na para may good digestion ka. Happy life sa 15 Biota. 15 Biota, para laging mas happy ako dyan.
Mahalagang paalala, ang 15 Biota ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Kung puso ang problema, break the bad habits. Move on na para sa healthy heartbeats. A big 5-0. Tara na! Let's all be fit. Mega healthy sa Omega 963. Para sa heart nutrient deficiency. Sa big 5-0, strong ang heart and body. Sa big 5-0. Nakamove on ka na't kumanda? Sa big 5-0, puso mo ay alagang-alaga.
Mahalagang paalala, ang Big 5 o ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Anak, anong gusto mong juice?
Ang gusto ko, veggie juice kasi gusto juice, gusto ng lahat. Ang veggie juice na pampasigla ng katawan. Nasa gusto na ang lahat. May gulay na, may prutas pa. Ito na ang sustansya. Vitamin ay kumpleto. Ikaw ma, gusto mo? Uminom na ng isang baso ng sustansya. Kumpletong sigla para sa ating pamilya. Gusto Veggie Juice, your yummy veggie drink.
Mahalagang paalala, ang gusto ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Hey guys, and to all our viewers out there, baka meron kayong gusto i-comment or itanong kay Coach Wacky, kay Coach Mark, or to any one of us, please do post your comment down this live stream. Meron dyan comment with pwede nyo ilagay dyan. Okay, so we are back right now. We're continuing on. Okay.
I think tumigil tayo doon, DJ Raymond. We stopped at millennial ba yun? I think that's the age of Mark eh. That's the age of Mark, tama ba ako? So Mark, what have you done with your life? Napapractice mo ba yung mga tinuturo ni Coach Wacky? And what are the, precisely what of those plans did you apply to your, sa sarili mo? Na you think are workable naman siya?
Definitely po, kasi sabi nga, it doesn't make sense kapag natutunan mo tapos hindi mo ginawa. So, ngayon po, as a WFMAer, I'm proud to say na yung mga natutunan ko, ina-apply ko when it comes to building my own portfolio. Kasi when you say portfolio, it's like para yung puzzle eh. Binubuo mo protection, health, education, kasi may mga anak po ako. So it's a combination of those needs para mabuo mo yung portfolio. So ngayon po, I'm not saying na kompleto na, pero talagang I'm still struggling kasi medyo kailangan mo ng medyo malaki-laki ring resources or para mabuo mo yung portfolio mo, but we're on track. We're on track po doon sa sinasabi kong goals. So dumaan po kami sa financial check-ups. So doon sa financial check-ups, nagkaroon kami ng goal. Ngayon, struggling, pero dahil sabi nga, sacrifice now and then enjoy later. Kasi pag hindi natin nagawa yon, magbabaliktad yan. Sa dulo po tayo magsasacrifice.
Yeah, pero yun na nga eh. Kasi when you have a plan, yun nga yung palaging sinasabi. When you have a plan, you can also, hindi naman as if na pag nagplan ka, wala ka nang gagawin, lahat ng tipid gagawin mo na eh. So, kaya maganda ang may plan eh. Kasi when you have a plan, pwede ka rin naman mag-plan for recreation. Kunyari, plano ka na, okay, I'm going to Jollibee on Sunday, or McDonald's, I'm going there to spend my Sunday, pero ito lang ang kaya kong gastusin. Kunyari, kaya ko lang is 100. So, you live within the budget of 100. Whereas if you don't have a plan, I'm pretty sure, sabi ni anak mo, ito gusto ko, dati bilhin mo to, bilhin mo ko yan, lahat binili mo na kasi nga, wala kang planning eh, right?
Yeah po. Well, tama kayo Ma'am Betron eh. So budgeting is not just about pagtitipid. It's about, sa totoo lang parang ang natutunan ko dito, binibigyan mo ng buhay yung pera, kung saan, labeling, kung saan siya pupunta. So kung, di ba, may mga different approach tayo like envelope system, to yung mga old school but effective. So ganun po, pwede ka pa rin maglagay ng splurge or travel. So hindi mo pa rin tinitipid or pinagdadamutan ng sarili mo when you say budgeting. Kasama pa rin po siya doon. Tama kayo doon, Betty.
Yeah. And then
Ay,
for people of your
yes,
age, yeah, Raymond, yes.
Ay, meron lang pong greeting dito, shout out. Sige, flash ko
Okay.
na. Happy viewing, Coach Mark,
Okay.
Coach Wacky, Dave from Tarlac. Yeah, Dave Cruz. Hello,
Okay.
thank you for your comment. Oh, please do send your comments while we still have time. Okay, so thank you, Dave. Sige po,
Ayan.
tutuloy
So,
na.
so ayan tayo, no, sa millennial. Kunti na lang
Yeah.
kasi oras natin eh. So, we go back to Coach Wacky.
Sure,
How
sure.
about na kung ano lang, bata pa lang? Like for example,
Yes.
bagong graduate. So, what
Perfect.
should they do? They have more time na eh, di ba?
Yes, yes. And actually, ito yung inggit namin pagbata, no? Kasi, because younger people have more time. Kahit maliit lang yan, it doesn't matter, no? And I think my one tip for millennials really is that, yung sinabi ni Mark to kanina kailangan yung disiplina ng pagtatabi. Kasi that becomes actually the big challenge because, di ba, when you were in college, may baon tayo di ba? May 500, 1,000, 1,500, I don't know, depende kung anong budget na binibigay. Biglang pagtrabaho mo, lumaki ka agad yung kinikita mo, di ba? From 5, 10,000 pesos, it become 20, 25, 30. So parang yumamang ka bigla. And it's that sudden jump where we start learning the habit of spending and we start buying things we can't afford. So, the one tip I will give to all millennials, lalo na yung bagong graduate, no? Always set aside a healthy portion of your money. Now, yan iba-ibang discipline yan. May nagsasabing 50%, 25%, 30%. Ako, simple lang po ako. You set aside what is comfortable. If you can set aside 20%, that's more than enough. And the reason for that is because to do anything moving forward, yung sinasabi nating problema nung 30s and up, yung elderly and all of those, it all went back to that point na wala silang maitabi to begin with. No? And kahit ano yung budget mo, kung hindi mo kaya magtabi, wala. You cannot do anything. There's very little solutions we can give. So the first discipline you have to learn is setting aside. No, just literally setting aside. If you can apportion a certain percentage, I always advocate about 20% or 30%, no? We actually have one of our educators, one of our managers in the company. Her daughter recently graduated and is now working for one of the engineering firms here in the Philippines. Alam nyo, believe it or not, si Mami naging sobrang higpit. Okay? Ang sabi ni Mami, sa ayaw at sa gusto mo anak, kalahati ng sweldo mo itatabi natin. Right? So talagang nag-martial law siya sa anak niya. Okay? Pero ito yung amazing. Pag tiningnan mo yung portfolio na pinaplano ng nanay para sa anak, this young lady is going to graduate, is going to retire not even at 60, 65, baka 50 pa lang retired na siya and multi-millionaire based on the projection. Now bakit? Kasi pag ang habit mo ay nakakapagtabi ka ng ganun kalaki, yun yung sinasabi ni Ma'am Betty kanina, you learn to live within your means. Pag naging habit po yun at kalahati ng sweldo mo itinatabi mo, my God, that's a huge amount of money down the road. Compounded by the fact that it got invested at nagpatong-patong at lumaki. So this girl is gonna live a very, very comfortable life. In fact, yun ang isang joke namin, Ma'am Betty, nila Mark Ang talagang panalo dito, hindi naman kami ni Mark Kasi medyo komportable na kami, we're doing okay. Ang panalo dito yung mga anak namin
Next
Kasi
generation.
they are the ones going to really reap the rewards of properly setting aside all of these things. No? So again, for millennials, my tip is very simple. Set aside something first. If you set aside something, we have something that we can plan for sure.
And I'm amazed Gen Z na ba to? Kasi sabi
Sino po ang mga bagong grad ngayon? This
30s,
year,
oo,
last year?
Gen Z na. Kasi nagano na medyo nagkaedad na yung mga millennials na.
Opo, totoo yan.
I'm amazed at the Gen Zs because they grew up with the laptop, with the cell phone. No?
Yes po.
Hindi nga marunong magsulat yata ang mga yan
Sulat manok.
Pero ang galing nila give them an idea on what you can sell. Bukas nasa online store na nila. So during the pandemic, I think a lot of them made also a lot of money. Kasi, just by reselling people's products. So imagine mo, wala kang puhunan, di ba? Oo. Ang puhunan mo lang doon is sipag at tiyaga and it's the technology. They made use of technology. So, syempre, lahat naman kailangan magsipag eh. Hindi naman nahuhulog sa langit ang pera.
Yes.
Because the population is also getting bigger, so syempre to get a slice of that cake, it also take extra effort. What are you going to do? So in the same manner na syempre we try to find out saan ba ako pa pwede. Sabi nga nila hindi naman lahat ng tao, as Coach Wacky was saying, not everybody can be an entrepreneur, di ba? But then kung saan ba tayo pa pwede, we have to find where we should be. And I think the best guide there is we should be happy. Sabi nila kasi you go where you are happy. You find your passion. Correct?
Bloom where you are planted.
Yeah, you go there where you alam mo, I have a different mindset. I believe that you should be happy where you are. Lahat naman tayo, you find happiness in what you are doing. Alam mo, there's no perfect scenario. Kung saan ka linagay ng Diyos, try to find, sabi nga nila, bakit ka nandyan? Why? There must be a purpose. Right? Number one, there's a reason. And then, what makes you happy being there? Lahat naman meron yan kung bakit kailangan nandyan ka. You know, even for a person with mental disorder, sabihin ko nga sa'yo siguro kaya ka nga linagay dyan. It's because you have so many problems that you have to tackle. Sabi ni God, okay, take a break. There's always something there for everybody. So,
find the silver lining.
Okay. Dapat siya, you have to be happy for no reason. You do not find the reason to be happy. It's you find happiness in itself. Yes, so try to be grateful na you have what makes you better off than the others in that aspect. Always look at that side and you will be happy with your life. You will be happy with your investment. Sabi nga nila, you learn from every experience and with every endeavor, with every investment that you make. Siyempre, kung minsan natatalo, kung minsan nananalo, di ba? But pag natalo ka, okay lang, you rise up to the situation. And the best of all is to get help from the educators, kumbaga.
Yes, correct. And that's where Coach Wacky and Coach Mark can come in, diba?
So how do they get, I think you have your free sessions ba, Coach Wacky and Mark?
Yes, well, how can they get in touch with you as we close our episode for today?
Yeah, well, for me, if you guys are interested or you just want to ask questions, please feel free to message me. You can message me through Facebook. It's Wacky Salazar. Just search that up. You can find me there. Send me a message, no? And if you want to attend any of the sessions, just send me a message and I'll give you the schedule that is most helpful for you, no? I know Mark has also his Facebook.
Yeah. So Mark Villamar. So it's a free session, no free, okay, and no commitment. So walang mawawala. At the end of the day, the expectation would be matututo kayo.
Yeah. So actually, that's what we have to be thankful for with this new technology. Ang daming libre, no? And knowledge is
online.
Online, no? Everything you find it on the internet, diba? And if you want to learn, you just have to be serious lang with what you are, what you are, researching on and trying to learn on. Ayan. So thank you very much, Coach Wacky and Coach Mark.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you rin po.
For those valuable insights, di ba? I'm pretty sure yung mga audience natin, they will be enlightened. Yun nga lang, kaya nga lang dapat sana mas matagal. Financial literacy is a topic that would take you weeks or even months to dwell on, di ba? So we're just giving them yung in a nutshell. Ayun. And as usual, di ba, DJ Raymond, we also have something for our audience today.
Yes, okay. So we have a video for you. Medyo, ito, maganda rin We always have this health benefit, mga videos that are geared towards benefiting our health. Because this is Health Revolution after all. And by the way, kami ni Coach Mark, meron kaming segment sa Edge TV every Friday night. Talking about financial stuff. Wealthbeing. So, okay namin si Coach Mark. Very good. Ang galing talagang na mentor and teacher. So
Every
thank you so
Friday.
much, Sir Wacky, Coach Mark. And for the rest of you who were not able to start this or watch it from the start, pwede nyo panoorin sa Health Revolution PH. Like and follow our page also sa Edge TV Philippines. Okay, so we'll be closing with this video. Pero bago yun, may paalala din kami sa inyo. Pero this will be our last wave na muna tayo. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark, and everybody.
We appreciate it. Thank you for the time.
Bye-bye po.
Thank you, guys.
Hey everyone, it's me, J. Christ Teves. I'm a Filipino designer and creative entrepreneur, originally born in Manila but was raised in Cavite, Philippines. I started my creative journey after working some jobs like working in a factory. As a kid, I'm pretty passionate about arts and music but end up getting a degree in computer science. I was able to enroll and pursue that degree because of the 2,000 peso money I had in my pocket after resigning from a factory job. And that's pretty much the highlights of my awesome journey. I've been a creative professional for more than 10 years now, solving business problems by designing functional concepts or ideas for some pretty great clients locally and offshore. For the past few years, I've found out that I love to help aspiring and fellow creatives by teaching and sharing them my practical experiences for the past 10 years. I'm passionate about creating more meaningful content for my podcast, spreading positive impact through speaking, and writing articles on my personal blog on topics related to design, essentialism, entrepreneurship, and creativity. On top of this, I'm a devoted dad and a cool husband that is just enthusiastic about cycling, basketball, and this so-called progress in life. And I cannot start my day without seeing my pretty clever daughter. So that's enough about me. So feel free to reach out and introduce yourself. I'm super stoked to talk with you soon.